Hello, my friends, and welcome to a brief, serious episode of the Sani to my Garbo. This is, for the most part, anyone who comes to my channel, which is really just my friends that I play Minecraft with. Shout out to my friends that I play Minecraft with. And Gary. I still feel like it is worth it just to make a brief video that I'm not super well educated, I'm not super well spoken, but there's a lot going on in the world, and I just wanted to stop and say the shootings in Texas are absolutely fucking tragic, and I was raised with a lot of anger, so it's hard to feel anything more than just anger at the situation and the context and the politics around it, but it's absolutely tragic, and that was a bunch of kids that got fucking killed, and that's really hard for all of the families who survived that. It's hard for the kids that died, but it's really hard for the families that have to mourn their kids that didn't even make it to 10, And then sort of in the same note, but not really, now Roe versus Wade is under attack, and it just kind of is attacking, it feels like it's the beginning of attacking a lot of civil liberties, and it's kind of pretty terrifying. And it kind of brings into question the whole fucking Supreme Court in general. Like, it's so politicized when it's supposed to be neutral and logical, and it's fucking garbage. And I'm so upset that I got lost. And just to finish this off, it's been really interesting being engaged with the cultural zeitgeist of the Amber Heard and Johnny Depp trial, and I think it's absolutely fascinating how many people discount it offhand as just being and yes, it is interesting drama to consume when so much devastating shit is going on. It's a good distraction, not unlike Minecraft with my friends, but also, I think that this is a really fascinating case. You have so many YouTube lawyers reacting to it and explaining the way a courtroom functions as compared to TV. Like, this is so much more educational and informational, and you have psychologists and therapists talking about what's going on with personality disorders and PTSD and triggers, and it's just introducing. And it's not the first, but it's continuing to introduce serious language and serious topics in an important way to pop culture. And I think that's really important. At this point, the cases, I don't really care what happens at this point. Like, I don't give a shit about either of these fucking random famous people. Like, whatever. I'm sure you're both assholes, and you shouldn't be treating each other in a fucking terrible way. If you're consuming the live feed of the courtroom, it's pretty obvious that Amber Heard is caught in a web of her own lies, and it's weird how hard she's pushing against it. But as someone who has been caught in a web of their own lies, it's also not. I get it. You tell yourself whatever you have to tell yourself in order to continue the narrative that you've been living. Especially when you're in a courtroom, public setting, I imagine that goes pretty deep. But outside of all of that, I also think that this case is very important because it's an opportunity for gender equality. Like, guess what? Men can be abused. They can be on the victim side of domestic violence. Women can be the aggressors. You can't just assume. And I'm always gonna, I my partner and I were talking about, I believed Amber Heard when she started talking about it initially too, because typically it is the woman who is in the victim role. And it goes to show how much we assume as a culture. As this continues to push through and show more of the narrative, a lot of contemporary media and traditional media, even NPR, are publishing pro-Amber Heard pieces. And people are talking about how misogynistic it is to not believe Amber Heard. But I think a lot of that is just coming back to being headline culture, and the fact that I don't understand how you could say any of that if you're consuming the trial. There's a lot of information there. You can't just Cliff Notes it. It's ironic that I would say Cliff Notes it, since I don't watch movies, I just watch movie reviews. I digress. I have the most to say about that because it's the easiest to say anything about, as opposed to the abortion ban of Roe v. Wade possibly getting overturned, and most of the states in the country having immediate laws, put in tripwire laws, that if it gets overturned by the Supreme Court, then those states will have abortion banned in the whole state, and it's terrifying. I mean, it in conjunction with the don't say gay in school laws that are everywhere, and the laws like Idaho has of how it is a federal offense to assist a minor to have transitional hormones put into place to block their thing, that puberty, which is reversible. It is not. Oh God, the suicide rates for transgender teens that aren't respected and understood, it's just gonna continue to go up. It's already fucking terrible. God, I hate Idaho. Every time, I hate Idaho. Anyway, and then the shootings in Texas. What the fuck? All right. Well, thanks for joining me for an unfun and serious Sani to my Garbo. I'm Basil, and I'll see you next time. Okay. Thanks. Bye.